Come on out, Avril.
Nice
to meet you, Jesse.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And that's Mom Rita. She's also a big fan of Avril. Enjoy. Come on in.
Are you all right there, Jess? You okay? You still breathing? We'll get you some water.
I'll be all right.
All right, you look good.
Take care of him there, Rita. Well, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
So let's go back to the beginning of Avril Lavigne's world. Now, when you first started working, like your first gig, when you first were earning money, was it doing yard work? Is that right?
I was mowing lawns.
Okay.
I was shoveling driveways and babysitting.
Okay, and about how much were you bringing in per week? What was
I don't know.
what did the lawn?
In
Like
the summers, in the summertime, I would cut grasses and whippersnip, like the weed whacker thing. And I don't know. I can't really remember how much I made. I was only getting, 4 or 5 jobs a week, but I was saving up.
Were you singing at the time then?
Yes, I was singing.
Where was the first time you actually sang in front of people?
I started singing in church. That was where I sang my first solo. My mom, pushed really hard to get the people at the church to let me sing. And they were like, she's so young, we don't want to put her up on stage. But then I sang one time, and they kept asking me to come back. And then I was doing other stuff around town, like singing at fairs. Mm-hmm. And one time I won $1,000 because I won a competition. I was like 13
what kind of music, though, was it then? Was it the same stuff you're doing now?
I was doing cover songs, like the Dixie Chicks. I was singing Wide Open Spaces. But I love those girls. And I don't know. I kind of got to a certain point after I reached a point where I was kind of like, Mom, Dad, I don't really want to really be singing gospel songs and country songs anymore. And I was getting older, and I was in high school, and it was getting kind of weird, and I didn't really know what to do. So I started writing my own songs. And
did you sing with Shania?
Yes,
I
did. When I was 14 years old.
Way back then.
Yeah, I won a competition to sing with her on stage, and so I went to Ottawa at the Crowell Centre and sang in front of about 20,000 people. And the cool thing was 3 or 4 years later, I had my own show at the Crowell Centre, sold out. So it was pretty neat.
And that continues to be the theme.
Yeah.
Sold out shows all over the place. Is this, when you look at what you've achieved already, is this what you always wanted?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Did you imagine it to be what it actually is?
The whole part of being on stage in front of a whole bunch of people and the awesome feeling, that's what I thought about, and that's what I wanted, and that's what I have, and I'm so lucky. There's the whole other side to it, though, like all the traveling, all the promo, and, being a high-profile person and having to deal with that. And, there's a lot more that goes on that, I didn't really know would go on, but I'm not complaining.
So do you get frustrated when you read things that people think you've said that maybe you haven't said, or when you're compared to other artists?
I'll admit that I do, but not as much now, because I understand that something comes out one week in this magazine and people talk about it for a week, and then something new comes out on somebody else later, and it's whatever.
You've been relatively outspoken about some of the traditional pop stars in music, like Britney and Christina. Do you really have this animosity between those artists and yourself?
No, just people ask me questions and I answer them honestly.
Do you ever regret anything that you say or do?
I don't believe in regretting anything in life.
So when you look at all the things that you've done, that you've said, sung about, you wouldn't do anything over?
No.
How about the impact, though, Avril, that you've had on young people? Remember the tie outfit. That was something that you did because it was part of who you are, and then you look around the country and little girls and even women my age are lined up to see you, and they're dressed like you. Was that bizarre? Was it?
That whole thing was just pretty cool. I came out and I was wearing a tie pretty much every day, and then, I noticed everyone at my shows were dressing like me, and It's kind of weird, but, you know, overall, it's pretty.
We are going to take a break, come back with Avril. She's going to answer your questions. 1-888-567-RYAN. Right after this, then she's performing outside. Hang on, we're on air. Be right back. Interesting. No regrets ever.
I just don't think I should ever regret anything.
Still to come, meet the supermodel who can give you a chance to live like a star. Well, here's the thing. Welcome back to On Air. Avril Lavigne is with us, hanging out. She's going to perform in just a few. The debut CD from Avril, Let Go. 3 #1 hits from that album. And now we have the new one, Under My Skin. This record, pretty personal though, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, tell us a bit about why you wrote these songs and wanted to put them on an album.
You know, when I write from personal experiences of mine and whatever I'm going through at the time, and you know, so yes, the record is extremely personal and close to me.
Do you ever think about the result of putting out one of these songs? Because the reality is, once you do it and release it, everybody's going to know those intimate thoughts, those personal situations, and forever. It's
I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't go too into detail. I'm not throwing out names. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. I'm a pretty open person, and you know, when I first started writing this record, I was having, you know, I had thoughts and feelings of, oh my God, what if they ask me about this line? Do I really want to write this? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, don't let you know, the fact that, you know, people know you now interfere with your writing.
Right.
So I kind of had to try to zen all that out.
Well, have there been any personal ramifications for writing about people, not specifically naming them, but about the situation that they called and said, why would you do that?
I had one guy call me up after for my first record was released and said sorry to me.
Said what?
He said sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
sorry,
yeah.
I didn't know that I made such an impact on you.
But I actually thank all my ex-boyfriends on my first record for the inspiration.
The glass is half full. All right. I've got a text question. AT&T wireless subscribers.
Is that really your phone?
This is my phone. You want to read the text question?
Okay.
You can actually read it. See, it's right there. Go ahead. It's small.
I love the way you dress. It's so individual. Does anyone try to make you dress more sexy like other female singers? All the time.
Who?
Who?
Yeah.
Magazines, when you're doing photo shoots with them. A lot of the times they try to put me in outfits that, you know, are skanky. And I don't.
And how does that go over? Probably not well.
I've had people. It's got back to me all the time.
I think there's someone in a room. Are we safe? We're safe. We got it.
People come back to me all the time and let me know, and I hear everything that comes, you know, shit comes back.
Again, did we get it?
Whoops.
That's 2.
Sorry.
I'm hoping you at home did not hear that.
I've been called difficult and just,
The jackpot's going up, though, by the way, right now, Avril.
I've been called difficult for, you know, having to be strong as you know, fighting with people at the magazine saying, no, I'm not wearing that. And I mean, I always have to fight.
But you are not being difficult for the sake of being difficult.
Well, exactly. I'm just standing up for myself. If I don't want to wear something, I'm not going to wear it. And it is always such a big issue. It is always such a big issue. You've no idea.
Well, let's go right now to line 2. And hey, Howard.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, you didn't hear any of those words, did you?
That's all good, man. I'm calling from Windsor, so she should know where that is.
Oh, okay. It's all good there then.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? You're on the air with Avril Lavigne.
Cool. We got a question. What do you miss most about being back, you know, out away from Canada and everything?
What do I miss about Canada? Poutine. It's a French Canadian dish. It's French fries with curd cheese and gravy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I hear you. We got one other quick question.
Okay.
We want to know if you can just give a shout out to Jay. We know he's watching at Solid Sounds in Windsor.
Jay?
Yeah, from Solid Sounds.
Hi, Jay.
How you doing? How you want to say hi? You can back in.
Thanks, Howard.
Thanks.
All right, now what is that dish?
Poutine, and every time I bring
What is it called?
poutine.
Poutine. Poutine doesn't sound like the Hollywood diet.
No, it's not.
And do you eat it often? Do they send it to you?
Every time I go back home, or anytime I bring someone to Canada with me, I'm like, okay.
You're going out for beer and poutine. No, you can't have beer.
For some poutine.
Just poutine.
Yeah, I can. I'm 19.
Oh, you can drink.
You can drink.
I was gonna say you can drink
age
beer here.
19 in Canada, and it doesn't really matter anyway.
There you go, Avril Lavigne, the rebel.
Seriously.
All right, she's coming up live on the outdoor stage next. I had to wait till 21, but you know, each his own. Up next, Dodgeball's Vince Vaughn reveals why Ben Stiller likes to play peekaboo. We'll be right back on air.
Straight ahead, Avril Lavigne rocks out on our outdoor stage.